A 26-year-old in Ohio won $3 million in the lottery in 2018. By 2022, he was filing for bankruptcy, not because someone stole his money, he spent it. All of it, on a lifestyle he assumed would sustain itself forever. A 2023 study from the National Endowment for Financial Education found that roughly 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. These are people who actually got what everyone else is chasing. A massive, instant windfall, and it destroyed them. The desire to get rich quickly isn't just a financial strategy, it's a psychological pattern. And that pattern has a cost most people never calculate. There are 8 forces driving this mindset. The 7th one is the reason most people never escape it. The human brain wasn't designed for long-term financial planning. It was designed for survival, grab the immediate reward because tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. That wiring hasn't changed. The environment has. A 2024 FTC report found Americans lost $12.05 billion to financial fraud, up from $8 billion 2 years earlier. The fastest growing category? Investment scams. Not because people are stupid, because the promise of fast wealth hijacks a reward system that evolved to prioritize speed over strategy. Understanding why is the only real protection. The belief that wealth is an event, not a process. Something that happens to you, not something you build. It shows up everywhere. The entrepreneur waiting for one viral moment. The investor scanning for the stock that turns $5,000 into $500,000. According to Vanguard, the S&P 500 has averaged roughly 10% annual returns over 90 years. Someone investing $500 per month at that rate has over $1 million in 30 years. But 30 years feels like a life sentence to someone wired for instant results. So they chase shortcuts that cost more than patience ever would. The reframe: wealth isn't a lightning strike, it's weather, consistent conditions over time. The compulsive search for the hack that bypasses the actual work. This person isn't lazy. They'll spend 14 hours researching crypto strategies. The energy is there. The direction is wrong. A University of Zurich study found that individuals who consistently seek financial shortcuts accumulate 40% less wealth over 20 years than conventional long-term investors. The person who spent 3 years jumping between Forex and FT and drop shipping, if they'd invested $400 a month into an index fund instead, they'd have roughly $17,000 growing at compound interest. Instead, most spent $5,000 to $15,000 on courses and losses. The most expensive shortcut is the one that delays you from starting the real path. A quick gut check. How many financial opportunities have you explored in the last 2 years? If more than 4 you're not diversifying, you're cycling through shortcuts. Bon. According to Dalbar, the average equity investor underperforms the S&P 500 by nearly 3% per year, largely because they chase performance and switch strategies too often. Staying still is, statistically, one of the most profitable things you can do. Someone watches 12 hours of trading videos and genuinely believes they've reached professional level. A 2023 FINRA study found that individuals who rated their financial literacy as very high scored an average of 40% on a basic knowledge quiz. The most confident knew the least. This is why beginners make the boldest trades and first-time entrepreneurs project the wildest revenue. Confidence rises fastest when competence is lowest. If you feel like you've mastered something complex in weeks, you've entered the danger zone where confidence outpaces competence. Your brain systematically devalues future rewards and overvalues immediate ones. A person who withdraws $10,000 from their retirement account at age 30 doesn't lose $10,000. They lose approximately $75,000, which is what it would have grown to buy 60. The future cost is invisible. The present feels urgent. The entire get-rich-quick industry exploits this. Make $10K this month. Financial freedom in 90 days. These promises speak to the part of your brain never built for 30-year horizons. Every financial shortcut is a bet that your future self doesn't matter as much as your present impatience. When crypto surged in 2021, your barber mentioned it. Your cousin was in. The volume of social proof triggers a deep instinct. If everyone's moving, follow. But the herd signal is a lagging indicator. By the time everyone's talking, early movers are selling into your demand. JP. Morgan data shows that average retail investors who entered crypto in late 2021, when buzz peaked, sat on 60–70% losses within 12 months. .com in 1999, real estate in 2006. The pattern repeats. The crowd isn't pointing toward opportunity exit. If everyone you know is excited about a financial opportunity, the best returns are probably already behind it. You've spent $3,000 on a trading course with no results. Stopping means admitting $3,000 was wasted. So you buy the $1,000 advanced module. Then the $500 coaching upsell. Kahneman and Tversky's prospect theory explains it. The pain of losing is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining. The brain avoids the feeling of loss, even when continuing guarantees more loss. This is why people stay in failed ventures years too long. The money already spent is gone regardless. The only question, does the next dollar have a positive expected return? If this is changing how you see financial decisions, hit subscribe. Not as a favor, but because this should show up in your feed more often than another ad promising overnight wealth, the trap that locks the door. When becoming rich shifts from goal to identity, you're not someone who wants wealth, you are a trader, an entrepreneur, a hustler. Failure becomes existential. Walking away from a failing strategy means losing yourself. Stanford psychologist Dweck's research shows that people who attach identity to outcomes crumble when reality doesn't match. People who attach to process can pivot and recover. Watch the language. I'm an entrepreneur from someone with zero revenue in 2 years. The words feel powerful. But identity built on unrealized outcomes isn't identity. It's a cage. If your identity depends on a financial outcome that hasn't materialized, you haven't built an identity. You've built a cage. Why grind for 20 years when I can do it in 2? Sounds strategic. Underneath, it's a flinch. A study in the Journal of Behavioral Decision-Making found that 68% of participants chose an uncertain low-effort path over a predictable high-effort one, not because they'd analyzed expected value, but because effort felt heavier than risk. This is why passive income is YouTube's most searched financial term. Every legitimate passive income stream requires years of active work up front. The income becomes passive. The building never was. The reframe. If the main appeal of a financial path is less effort, you're not choosing a strategy. You're choosing an escape route. Every pattern on this list shares one root, the belief that the ordinary path can't possibly be enough. But the median household saving $1,000 per month in a diversified index fund averaging 9% returns will have approximately $1.08 million in 30 years. No windfall. No secret system. Just consistency. The most dangerous financial product in the world isn't a bad investment. It's the belief that you shouldn't have to wait. If this shifted something, send it to someone currently chasing speed over substance. And the next video breaks down the 5 wealth-building habits millionaires use but never talk about. One of them costs nothing.